season 4 of the Tamil Nadu Dota League, and let's see how many teams over here. Like 23 teams have been registered for this tournament, and we're gonna witness the first game of the day 1, the Popstar versus reported for disruptive gameplay. I'm gonna be co-casting with the story of Question 5 and Mr. Katie back. Hello boys.
Hello man, good evening. Can you hear me right?
Yeah.
At last. Everyone can hear me.
Yeah. So the ban has already started, so going for the instant bans over here. Like we've been knowing about this patch for a while, but since it's the starting of the tournament, we'll tell that briefly anyway. So Leshrac Spectre, I don't have the Spectre, but the Leshrac, like people have been playing a lot of playing in the carry role. And the Winter Wyverns, the Holy Locker, it's been so OP shit as well. And maybe they didn't want to fight against a Dispel hero either, so it's gonna ban up by Abaddon as well for R4DG. And here the Radiant team, they have picked up a Rubik and Grimstroke. Not sure about what kind of combo they're gonna go for it, but the Fate Bolt damage is just too much.
Both the Abaddon and Winter Wyvern pick is Holy Rocket carriers. And Neeks Assassin, one of the irritating heroes in this patch with this Ogden Zeptar.
Yeah, that's for people if they really want to sit back and just use the impale from a long range, then they can be like acting like a turret. But then people have been playing with even at the Dragon build or even a Blink Dagger build, or they can even go for a Lotus. So there's a lot of build that people can actually go for, but then not sure like of the Agnum Scepter build, since it takes around like 25 minutes. Until then you can only rely on your abilities only. But once you make that one item, it will be like equaling to like 3 items. So you'll be like having a lot of HP regeneration as well as mana, and you don't even need to buy any resource after that at all. So there's a lot of bans going on right now. So Mirana, Moss, and Dark Willow. So Moss and Dark Willow together gonna take that one instantly out there, Popstars, and R4DG gonna take those escaping ability heroes. Juggernaut faces forward as well as a Doom. Like they have.
Like the Doom ban was just for the puck, I think. They don't want any catch for this puck.
Wait. What's up?
Seems like Caster Berlin has been ganked by Mom.
Wherever he goes, he's getting ganked, dude.
So Shri, what do you think about this draft?
2 spell throwers from the Popstar side, and 2 irritating heroes from the R4DGs.
Yeah, one of the most annoying things about picking like a Nyx early is that when you have a Nyx, right, as a post 4, it's like you don't want to play it prevents you from picking like mid int heroes, because it's like why would you pick a core that is going to struggle against a support, So that's why a lot of times what teams do nowadays is they tend to pick like a core early on and then pick a support that can win you a lane matchup.
Yeah. And guys, whoever is watching this tournament, just noting down all the doggies points. Free coaching.
Free coaching.
Hey, sorry guys, I'm back. I might get gagged once again. Less than 5 minutes. Anyway, until then, so seems like they have picked up a Jakiro here. The Ice Bird, Dual Breath. It's really hurtful when you're gonna play as a Night Stalker.
10 seconds. Yeah, like if you see the pop stars graph now, two sideline heroes and one frontline heroes, two pickoffs, whoever stands on the last. The exact counter for fuck with silence. Hoping a good saving support from this side again. But it's Jakiro.
I mean, speaking of silence, they have like a two silence over here. Like the Phantasm is already really hard to take that one out after it's been used on somebody. And the Night Stalker silence, you know, the AoE thing on the ground, as long as you use it, and you can't do anything about it at all unless you get out from there. And after all of this silence, you're gonna face against like there's a puck in the R4DG. I'm not sure how he's gonna handle all these silences and all.
5 seconds.
And Rubik might as well will be happy to steal this Jagiro's ice pad every single time, and they have an impale groundstone as well. And he'll be having a good game around over here, but then the Jakiro pick, since it's like a lane winner against the NS, that's why they would probably wanted to pick this one and go for a better carry here, well, maybe with an aggressive carry. What kind of carry they will be actually thinking to pick right now? Katie, do you have any idea?
I mean, they can pick anything, dude. Honestly, a lot of carries are open right now, and their draft is also quite flexible. See, one thing I don't like that pub stars have done is that these guys have picked Nyx, Puck, and Jakiro, right? So you already know, like, the Puck is gonna be a core, and most probably a mid, right? But if it is a mid Puck,
Yeah.
now you haven't picked a mid hero yet. You have Night Stalker, Lifestealer. So now, like, R4DG can just ban out mid heroes. Like, they've had like a whole 2 phases to ban out mid heroes.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Well, going up with that
What I feel
early
is
start.
like they didn't open their mid pick, but even frontliner they didn't open. Maybe if you think Puck is playing offlane now, there won't be a frontliner. You need someone friend to use the coin, right? So it will be a mid Puck.
So as far as I'm concerned, they really need a good, like a proper frontliner over here. It doesn't really need to be initiators, as long as they have somebody to tank on. So maybe an underlord would be actually really good. Like, this is a Luna star they're going for R4DG over here. So early 25 to 30 minutes, and they could probably end the game. So let's see what they're gonna think about here. Like pub stars looking for a bans, like a offline bans, I guess. Now don't want to deal with the Razor, so gonna get rid of that one.
Dire must choose.
Since they have like a only raw damage dealer, just gonna take that Razor off the draft, and they even took the Tide Hunter.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Alright, here we go. Alright, armor reduction hero. Well, maybe they're just hoping for like a faster tempo game over here. So that's why like they're picking up a Slather, and yearly Blink Dagger initiation would actually do the trick, and it's actually really good.
Yeah.
When he's gonna up against a Lifestealer in the lane too. I mean, you know, he can actually nerve wreck like a lot of melee heroes in the game. And like there's a lot of low cooldown spells in the R4DG. Only the Luna 6 bit doesn't actually matter. Only matters if you have an Aghanim Scepter, but this is not the build he would be actually hoping to go for in this game.
I'm just scared of this Grimstock skin swell with Night Stalker. The guy will be flying all over the map.
Yeah, just gonna snowball as hard as they can in the first 15 to 20 minutes until the Luna gets his time to start pushing out the towers and get the early rush as fast as possible. I mean, they have a Slather, you know, the Chorus Hills level minus 10 armor. You can pick up the rush faster too. And then there comes a Pulstar gonna pick up Viper. Don't wanna deal with any complicated stuff. It's gonna be like a straight, you know, just gonna go for like, you know, no hesitation, just you know, tuck lane. It's like they're gonna pick up the Viper over there. So which stuff do you like the most over here, Katie and Sri?
I like the R4DG draft, bro, because they don't have a reliable stun on the Popstar. Just have the Rubik and Grimstoke, but Grimstoke takes time to stun, and at the night time when you stun on Night Stalker. But they can easily escape from this one free TP, that's it. How can they pick off the sword or instant stun? But these guys have long range stuns with Zakiro and an excellent ability called Dream Coil and an AoE stun from the Neeks. I prefer more disables and magic damage from the side of R4DG. I think they can just kite and play mode. Like, anyway, you will be kiting LS and killing him, and they have more escapes. So I support this team, R4DG.
Well, whereas they have like a really great late game potential with the Grimstroke as well as a lifestyle. I mean, we all know about the like you pick up a bash and boom, boom, boom. It keeps getting on bashing on everybody until you get a rampage finally. We'll go with the introductions over here. So coming back to the raiding team, the pub stars. Mr. Frank is playing on a Night Stalker, Blue Extreme on a Grimstroke, Rambo on a Viper, MC Boss on a Lifestealer, and finally Novala on a Rubik. So going with the Dire team, Ayun is playing on a Slather, Randomizer on Jakiro, Jean is on a Puck, Scooby is on a Nyx Assassin, and Chopper Baboon is on a Luna finally. So it's a weird stay over there, Lifestealer lurking around the trees, just in case if they're gonna pop up any smoke plays from the Dire team, I guess. I mean, we've seen a lot of these first blood potentials from these guys. Like they used to stay under the trees, just like that, breaks one smoke and just, you know, move away under the tier 1 tower.
Radiant versus Dire.
Alright, no fight. It's gonna take the 2 runes each by the team. And it's gonna be looking like a Slather and Nyx lane at the bottom. Gotta face up against a Lifestealer, just like I said in the draft. And Grimstroke is a decent lane harasser. Let's see how it's gonna work for them. And we already know about the Viper versus Puck, but if the Puck is extremely skilled player, he can actually escape out of this hell and might even can kill this Viper at this early stage, since the level 1 poison attack doesn't actually do much, even it gets stacked a lot.
Yeah, dude, that could be a hard matchup. Surviving the lane is must in that time, waiting for your boss fight. Also, I'm expecting a good gank. But Viper doesn't have any mobility to run.
Oh, looking at the first blood at the top, so Bobo used to put Lucent Beam as well as your bread, slowing things around for the Rubik, but there comes another stand, which means they will draw with the first blood just like that, R4DG. We're happy with the initial 300 gold and the 2 for a carry. Yeah, the bottom. Scooby kind of very low since they tried for the Inkswell play out there, but then he didn't die on that one. Well, Viper finally reached up his level 3 and Spark had to reach his level 3 either, but then Rambo, this is his power strike which he really want to if he's gonna go all the way to harass his Spark in the mid lane. But nice one from the Skoogie, scouting out the river and over there, gonna pick it out while he can. Just a second minute, it's fine still though. He just wants to make sure that Viper doesn't get any extra mana out of that one. Okay, at the bottom, Grimstroke gonna get died down by the Slather, but there comes the Inkswell. Right on top of the lifestealer, gonna get buffed. Oh, is this gonna be a kill onto the Slather instead? Well, MC Boss still trying to make sure to save his teammate over here. Since Scooby tried to do a little bit of right clicks, but then it's not gonna be. No one's gonna die today.
Unbelievable we're seeing! Unbelievable we're seeing! What just happened? Unbelievable!
I got the yearly pass over here.
The quest for ultimate glory continues. A battle seeks resolution.
So we're just gonna wait for his consumables over here, Ion. Oh, he's gonna walk straight towards the base instead. Not gonna use the consumable, but just gonna go for a straight Echo Saber, just like the olden days, I guess.
Like R4DG is dominating the last hits. They have both 18 last hits on the mid and the safe lane. Quite good for the early game, guys.
Still, like Viper haven't picked up even like one out of the corrosive skin. Seems like it's neglecting his magic resistance.
What just happened?
Sapak has been constantly harassing him a little bit, but he can't actually kill this guy for now.
Like it's Rubik versus Jakiro, both are fighting for the attack damage. If you decrease my attack damage, and I will do for you too. Just like a mirror. Jakiro took his third ability in trading with Rubik.
Well, so far the lane is going good for the diadem at the top, but then this is the NS we are talking about. So until it reaches up, until it becomes night, nothing will be happening. But meanwhile at the bottom, MC Boss made sure to get a kill on this Nyx as the minus who can actually go on top of the Slather over here. But Slather is going a little bit greedy, is looking for his lucky shot with the bash of the deep. But then the damage wasn't nearly enough, so gonna pop up a salvo here, MC Boss, just like that. That's gonna happen for the life stealer. Okay, right off the marks, the night time over here. So Luna, I mean, even Luna had like a Luna blessing, so it'll be like increased night vision over here. But at the top, now he's gonna get died on by the Mr. Frank's NS. But Randomizer doing his best to slow things around. But Chava Bhavan does have one Malus been out of the mana and made sure to kill this NS as soon as it became night. So it's gonna be incredibly sad about that one, Mr. Frank.
Yes, should have waited for the one more region on Rubik so that he could have teleplaces Luna and got the kill. And it's the night time. Can he
Might
get
as
the
well
kill
look
on the
for a
Luno?
play at the bottom over here. Iron gonna go for the two-man slitting crush. Just gonna aim at the slide stealer instead. But Blue Extreme doesn't have mana for anything. He used up all of his spells. But MC Boss do manage to kill the Nyx Assassin once again, who doesn't have a TP aim to go back to the lane. But then Iron looking for a potential kill right on top of the carry over here. Looking for another bash over here, but he used up his stick charge. MC Boss is still trying to juke around the trees over here. But can the anyone do we have? Never mind, it's gone. Still gonna go down. But Iron might as well get his Guardian Spirit back again, but then it's gonna respect this TP from the Rubik and get a little back from the side. So like Shri, so the Puck, it's like actually a kind of a roaming hero. So as long as he gets something like valuable power on, he can start rotating. Okay. Meanwhile at the bottom, they tried to look for another fight, but it didn't connect well. Lada. They're actually looking for a fight, I guess. No, it's kind of super low though. They're gonna go for the try lane. Try v5, sorry. I mean, try versus try.
Yeah, actually, just because it is night time, they cannot man fight NS there. So I think they try to go for try lane on bot. They left NS alone. But I think NS should fight now. Luna is alone. Puck is
Yeah,
alone.
it's still like a 3 minutes to do anything. Like for as soon as it gets a day, once again the day is gonna passively form as well. I think he needs to scout around the Luna, or maybe their support. They should try to look for a ward in their jungle. But then at the bottom, once again another fight is gonna happen over here. Nyx Assassin gonna aim at the Grimstroke instead. Gotta save Haze is backed up over here. Even Park is gonna look for a potential rotation. Oh, Blue Extreme, nice slow with the stroke effect. No, but this but the right click damage just too much from the smooth Scooby, but there comes the Dream Coil. Right on top of the Nyx as Slice Stealer over here. Used up his race, do manage to escape from that one, breaking the coil with no damage. And Ion do manage to kill this Night Stalker who look for a rotation at the bottom. It's too sad for the Night Stalker, man. He even used his ult for this.
Radiant's top tower is in danger.
Like as I said, see, they can easily get kited just because they don't have stuns. You can just kite them and re-engage the fight anytime they do a mistake. And they don't have any re-engaging ability on the Radiant side too. They cannot kite, they cannot stun, they cannot pick off. But they can late game somewhat, I think.
Well, so far so good for the Vipers. Gonna go for a rotation at the bottom. Hingsford right on top of the Viper, but this is not the actual hit to go on. But still he managed to get a close touch on top of the Ion, which means he's gonna die for another 25 seconds. Scooby couldn't make sure to save his teammate over there. But next, is he gonna try for an impale over there to just to cancel the Sal on top of Viper? Nope. He says nope.
And on Sladar is getting punished for his aggressive TPs.
Yep. That's gonna have a TP for another 40 seconds. It's gonna hurt him a lot. And even yet to reach up his level 6, already forced to go for the jungle. He might even die into the creeps, I guess. Oh my god. So like it's a level 1 feast. And actually enough, so he decided to go for the other camp. That's so hurtful to watch. The lane was really hard, the other lane.
Yeah, they forced him to take the rage on 3rd level, I think.
Regen drone picked up by the Gene, Spark. Once they can actually take this tier 1 tower at the bottom, they can go all the way towards the jungle, since Life is already having a bit of a trouble in his farm, and it's gonna go for an omelet of Morrigan.
For enemies.
So they're doing the best as they can, taking the advantages of this 10th minute siege card And even Luna's gonna join with them to take this tier 1 tower at the bottom. Whereas the Radiant team is actually gonna look for a potential gank up. Trying to do their best to defend this tower, but the tower is already gone over here. Park used up a for the scout, but the Grimstone gives up the side and is gonna go right on top of the Kubi. He's already carrying the canopy with the life stealer. He is still gonna dragged by the Luna over here. And the Grimstone gonna go down. The Soulbind wasn't nearly right enough over here, but Viper is doing his best to take at least the Luna along with him. Use up a fade ball, the damage, is it nearly enough? Yeah, do make sure to use up the Luna. He's gone down, but nice. Okay, this is the third time he's gonna come for nothing. But then Mr. Frank does have the Dark Ascension, is gonna escape his way through around the trees, flying away from them.
But I would highly suggest magic wand or stick against active abilities heroes like Jakiro and Puck. They don't have passive abilities. Like magic wand and stick helps you really sustaining the team fights.
But Rubik does now, he TP'd at the mid. Or is he gonna get caught up though? I think Puck is kind of stepping his hands okay, but then Viper, he's gonna get caught up, just no respawn and gonna go right back to the pavilion over here. Rubik, even he did the same, but he's gonna get caught up though. Oh, stolen, Illustri, all the damage was just too much, but 5 seconds until he gets his fade board back, but no Allah. Is he gonna get the kill though, Puck? Is he gonna dive into the tier 2 tower? He says no. Jean gonna wait until he gets back later, but Scooby starting out with Rubik and one Vendetta likely would do the trick. Rubik is gone for another 25 seconds, so here the damage was just too high. There's nothing he can do about this one.
If you see the Rubik's ability max, he didn't take this Arcane Supremacy.
Yep, too.
Maybe that Puck's first ability would have done more damage if he took that.
Okay, next gonna land connect the stand over there. Right in the Invader over here. Use up the Soulbind, even Yensibel gonna go with the fight over here. Park is gonna be there. Park's dead over here. Of course, it's gonna be the first Park dead over here. And Scooby might as well get caught up, but he's gonna use the Impulse. Zion gonna save his teammate as much as he can with the help of the bash at the deep. But Void, slow down, slowing down the Park. But oh my god, NC boss used the Infest, but like he didn't even heal at all from that one. But Viper, he already respawned, came back to the fight. He's gonna use get a kill right on top of the Nyx, as he's gonna go for 30 seconds. And even Jakiro, of course, there's nothing he can do much in this fight over here. But Ion is gonna get out of the fight, whereas the Luna, he already finished up his Dragonlance. Gonna form in their own jungle over here for the Radiant team.
Creating a space for Luna on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Where LS is not
I mean,
getting
dude,
the
like
form.
this guy here, like a 155 CS at the 13-minute mark. I mean, yeah, it's like one of the fastest performer. Like you have like a Dragonlance and Moscow and almost close to Yasha, dude. It's not even like 14 minutes. This guy is farming super fast. I think he's getting a lot of stacks around the map.
I think the game changes when LS is farming at the night time, where he could have charged and chased down Luna to kill.
Yo, as a top, looking for a fight over here. Impel didn't connect, but Slytherin Curse managed to connect. He revealed up the Blink Dagger over there, Mr. Frank. Oh, nice fade board damage. The nuke damage is just too high. Ion, oh no, like the NS, he just stepped on right onto the macro fire and is gonna die to this as well. Novala with a slow stolen industry of, but didn't have the key maybe for the 3 giant, I guess. Nicely gonna use up the sentry over there. He already witnessed the Tandemize who's gonna stood his ground with the help of the Shadow Emblem. Is not gonna change his fate either. He's gonna go down for another 25 seconds over here. Pub Stars actually looking for a great, not a great start for them. Network swing isn't that great either, but they actually getting a lot of kills with the help of the Rubik over here. It's been playing incredibly well for them.
Like 1 point on Arcane Supremacy gives that much damage, as I said, right? See that fade board damage, extremely high. Even I think they doesn't have a high HP for this dire time, I think.
Might as well be though, but I'm actually looking for a potential fight at the top, since like even the Puck is nearby. Might as well can use up, make sure you use up the coil over here. Whisper this up for the Puck and have a bottled up DD drone. Might as well look for a tower push with the help of the Siege Guard. Yes, Siege Guard is up. Whereas the Viper finish up a travel, boots of travel is the first item. rotating a lot for his team and is trying his best to make a lot of space for the life stealer, who has yet to finish a Palmlet or Morrigan yet. But then Scooby gonna go for a weird place over here, so he's gonna end up his life over here, but still Park's gonna go for the coil right on top of the one people one, but do manage to get the mid laner out of this mess, but Blue Extinct gonna use pop with so oh my god, that was just too much high. Eclipse is there, Chopper Bomber gonna go with the fight was and the L, there's nothing he can do about this one until he accepts his fate. 30 seconds he's done as well, MC Boss. And they're gonna take up the stacks as well at the ancient camp. Chopper Bobo, and this guy he has already got a lot. He's gonna get everything from the Radiant team as well. It's not gonna give nothing but took everything from them.
Like, I think they didn't utilize the Night Stalker's pick efficiently. That cost their team too high.
Second might be the cost too, but they still lacking this kind of a stunts, whereas the Dire team have a lot. It's gonna use the Dark Ascension so that they can scout around the backline so here, but still hesitating to do so. Alright, Grimstar gonna use the side, but still gonna get killed. Oh, at the backline, wait, what? Lifestealer? You're not the frontliner for this team over here, aren't you? You're gonna instantly get killed by the Scooby, carried a lot, and so Gene made sure to get a kill on that guy. And Ion, oh, I think he walked up a little bit over here. Rama gonna use the Viper check, and another tier 2 tower is gonna get wrecked instantly. Down for another 40 seconds. But Gene doesn't have a mana, gotta have a coil, a little bit of stick charge, or anything like. They're gonna go since they lost a frontliner over here. So they need to do a little bit of devots over here. They need to get their ancient camp back online for the Radiant team. Even if they've been occasionally getting a few kills for the Radiant team, they've been like losing their, the map control. And now even Park has a blink that got finished up. So might as well look for a smoke play, I guess, from the Dire team. Ion spinning with Rage, looking for some thirsty food, I guess, with his blink daggers. Gonna go for a BKB queued up as the next item. And Lifestealer, I think, did he keep this item? Oh no, okay, now he's gonna finish up his omelette. He went for an omelette as well as the face board. Thought he's gonna rush up that omelette at the first. He just went for few stat items, gonna go finish the omelette right now. Alright, gonna look for the smoke plays like I said. But Park is super far away from the rest of his teammates, so I'm gonna break up his smoke, but is he gonna go? Where is he gonna go? Oh, he's gonna go right on top of the NS over here. That's another Dark Ascension. Impale gonna connect right on top of the target over here. No, he's with the Vendetta. Stolen Vendetta, but then Ice Butter Speed dropped down right on the Rubik. Nick's assuming he's gonna lose his life. FC Ball gonna go with the fight over here as per Luna gonna join up the fight for them so that they can easily take the tower once they manage to kill the few of the cores. Alright, tier 2 tower, they do have a glyph, but Diane looking for a partnership pick up at the back lines, but just gonna use for courage here, so then they will are afraid to go on anybody for now. They really need this Night Stalker, but it's gonna be daytime soon in less than 30 seconds. Night Stalker, can they really take up a fight? It's gonna let this tier 2 tower go down.
Yes, I think Luna's damage into the tower is more high. They can go for high ground since they don't have a grip too. Even they can go for RS.
Yeah, so even the Rambo's Viper has been having a light of quite of a trouble, in thinking about what kind of build he needs to go. He had an arcane boss at the first of the game, then he went for a travel, and then he queued up for a Lotus, didn't make it as well, so he thought he needs a more of initiation, and went for a Rod of Fatus and have a Sanjay, which is a good for a status resistance. So he's been thinking a lot for his team. Oh, Scooby looking for blocking up the ranging camp, so they're gonna pop his impale right on top of the LS. But Ion, is he gonna go for it though? That's how Ace is gonna think about whether he needs to go solo coin right on top of the Viper, but they can actually kill this Nexus if they actually try. But no, he already had the Vendetta. Even Documentation has been popped out for this, but then Mr. Frank, a nice talker, he couldn't actually go on anyone though. Oh, they had a sentry over here. Are they gonna pop up with the dust right now? Do they have a dust though? No, they don't have any detection. That's so sad. Kirby he might as well get out of this match just like that. Yep.
Like I said, they don't have a pick-off ability to chain them or stun them. They get easily killed.
Yeah, but like right now, like Scooby is just gonna show his information, and whereas the Diet team is gonna take this corrosive haze advantage and take the first Roshan as fast as they can. They could have went for the Roshan like the early 15 minutes if they couldn't, but they were really having the game of the day for them. Like it was going really good. But look, we're going with the initial one here. Rubing gonna instantly get melted down with the largest damage, but the damage is too high. Chopper with the DD. Gonna go right on top of the Rambo, the Eclipse, they have a vision with the Observer Wall over here, and Viper, even the NS, oh my god, this guy, he can't do anything about this one. He just watched his teammate die, so does he dead as well for another 40 seconds. That's our buyback.
What just happened?
Alright, so the Luna she has a BKB and Aegis has been picked up. So this is going to be really hard for the Dive team. Radiant team.
What just happened?
They really have been having a wonderful game so far for the Dive team over here. I mean, there's nothing even called of a late game potential for the Dive team anymore. The LS, he already like died 5 times in the first like 10 to 20 minutes. So like what kind of comeback they can actually give from now on. Like Grimstroke, if he actually thinks to go for a Aghanim Scepter rush, and if he makes to finish it by the time the game doesn't end, I think they can actually kill this Luna. I mean, it's the only Luna for the Diet team, you know, the only raw damage dealer. So as long as, I mean, there's a Slather too, but then it's not gonna go for a cocky items like a Echo Saber or even a Moonshot, even an Omelette of Morrigan. Since the lane was like really easy for him, but it's still gonna go for like a team item like a BKB. So just gonna make sure the Viper doesn't cause any more trouble for him in the next team fights. I think might as well can look for a small play from the Radiant team, I guess. Or never mind, they still have a tier 2 standing here at the top. But are they gonna defend this one though? No, they don't have a glyph, and I think like it would be really good for them. They could look for a defense on this. They're just gonna let this tier 2 die as well, and gonna make their way towards this Radiant team high ground. Novala, nope. Okay, not a bad. Well, not really good though. Okay, Vendetta by stolen up by ONS. The damage is too much high with the corrosive haze and the little bit of right click from the Luna. It's gonna, okay, Fairness are gonna get wasted. MC boss, I'm not sure what he's gonna do. Oh my god, the damage. Impel has been used at 2, Soulbind right on top of the park as the next, but it's gonna pop his BKB tower. Don't want to waste his here just right now. Instantly Viper gonna get dragged over here, but last do manage to get a kill on this top of this Luna. But then, oh my god, 45 seconds gone all as well. The Slather. Viper, he bought back for this one, looking for a potential kill right on top of the Iron, who still haven't finished up his BK, which means he's gonna go for sure. They do manage to defend this high ground tower over here. Crashed up a lot, only 600 HP. Staying his ground.
Like, what do you think of, bro? Can they game them? What do you think?
Like as you can see, NS he queued up for a Blink Dagger as the next item. So, and they have like a lot of backliners, like the Puck, and Nyx is a kind of a backliner too with his Impale and Jakiro as well. So as long as they can go right on top of the Puck, think they can do pretty much well everything, I guess, you know. Like with the help of the lifesteal, like infer combo with the blink. They really need a blink initiation. That's the only thing they actually lagging us so far. But Park, making sure to not to lose up the ancient camp, the map. But MC Boss is even gonna go right on top of the Park over here. I mean, oh, Slada, the stun. Oh my god, the damage is gone. He even have like a stole and Chorus here. This is the right thing. I mean, you can go for a ice for steal too, but this time he has a Chorus here. The level 2 Chorus here is too much. The 15 operator is just too much high in the less than 25-minute mark. And if they can actually go for a small play over here, if they can actually cast this Luna who have a Satanic at the 25-minute mark, Viper, oh, wait, what? Viper, he traveled right out of the siege card over here, but do he have any teammate to help him? No, Scooby is gonna use his better, just like they're gonna kill as well, and Grimstroke, there's nothing he can do much either. There's a dieback onto this Viper, but wait, what? Lifestealer, Coronatus, right out of the next assassin, Night Stalker's gonna go instantly get dragged. And she was Rage is gonna get expired, and there comes the next impair right on top of the target. He's not gonna even die for this. Lifestealer is gonna immediately regulate his decision. Should have backed up as soon as the rage worn off. Bad off, you know.
Like Diet team has 3 pushing things right now. Luna, Jakira and Z-Scott Wave. They're taking a tower in just 6 to 7 minute mark. 7 seconds mark, sorry.
Yeah, like as soon as they got this draft, they've been aiming for this 25 to 30 minute mark, the ending of the game. So just like that, they do manage to get the tier 3 as well as the racks at the bottom. The team R4DG, they are looking unstoppable right now. I mean, the Luna, I don't think this guy can even die anymore. You have a Satanic and there's no answer for them. Do have a Vessel, but have a Dispel with the Manta, BKB. Park gonna go at the back lines, gonna use up a silence, but Ruby couldn't lift if he's the one who got silenced over here. But that's not just how right now with Keynes. He can do a little bit of showing of the waves, but the racks and the mail is already gone down. But Park is gonna get riveted up by the blink of the Night Stalker, but still crash with the pop of the riveting on the BKB. Slada going right on top of the Lifestealer. Who doesn't have the race is gonna buy back instantly for this one. It could be a rampage for the Luna, I guess. Triple kill already. Multiple buybacks coming up from the pop stars. They can't really do anything much right now since the butterfly has been picked up by the Luna. They don't have an answer, but guess what? GG, well played, has been called by the pop stars. They're gonna tap all they can do anything about this one. Yep, right out time. See that the first victory at the day 1, the TNDL Veddi season. So a lot of matches is gonna come up like tonight. So stay tuned, stay sharp, keep watching at the Limited Championship on YouTube, and keep supporting us. Subscribe, press up the like button, and the share.
So they're trying to secure. Oh, the draw has been banned out by Never Give Up. I'm not sure why. I don't think an Arc Warden draw lineup is necessarily very threatening, unless you let it go to the super late game.
10 seconds remain.
But I guess in a sense,
5 seconds remain.
they might still be looking at the Morphling for Never Give Up, banning out the Draw Ranger and the Medusa. Medusa not so much, but Draw Ranger for sure. Maybe even a Luna pickup to match the tempo and the farming speed of this Arc Warden. Final ban of this phase for both of these teams. think you ban out something like a Storm, maybe. The Clockwork again, another hero that can get on top of this this Arc Warden and make his life a little difficult. Not a traditional counter, but definitely a little annoying to play against as an Arc Warden. So that's been the general theme for their banning phase from Toxic Jazz.
To pick.
OD banned out by Never Give Up. So it looks like they're priming themselves for a Morphling pick. And that's something I'd really like to see early in the tournament. A Dark Willow Morphling, always a little exciting.
10 seconds. 5.
And again, it is a hero that can get on top of this Arc Warden and dish out some serious damage. So you're probably looking at picking up something that can get into Arc Warden's bubble and start.
Admiral Kunkka.
They pick up a Kunkka. Well, I like the idea. Kunkka with his Shard and Aghanims can be quite annoying. Pretty big teamfight presence. And it can be flexed between a position 4 and position 2. Again, at any stage of the game, that disarm against the Arc Warden as well as that huge teamfight presence is pretty significant. But we'll have to wait to see where they put, which lane they put this, which position they put this Kunkka in. But I definitely do like the idea over here.
Dire must choose.
Mirana.
Interesting Mirana pick. I'm not a big fan of Mirana against a Kunkka. The mobility potential, the escape potential that you get through your leap is sort of nullified with X marks the spot.
5 seconds remain.
But again, it's interesting to see their picks. They have a Tusk and a Mirana. It's probably going to be a Tusk 5, Mirana 4. So pairing Tusk and Arc Warden in a lane together seems pretty strong. But we'll have to wait to see how it plays out. So a little bit of flexibility coming out from both drafts so far. I think Never Give Up do have overall last pick this game. So
Radiant must choose.
you could save it for yours. Oh, they pick up the Juggernaut. So this is increasingly looking like a position 4 Kunkka. But I'm not a big fan of Juggernaut over here. I don't think Juggernaut is the answer to Arc Warden.
10 seconds.
He's definitely going to have trouble getting into the face of this Arc Warden and also matching the sort of farming speed of an Arc Warden. And it feels like he also lacks a little bit of a steroid. There's no Magnus on the team. I mean, of course, they could pick it up last. There's no Ogre Magi. There's no hero that can really buff up your Juggernaut until at least the Darkseer Axe comes out.
Radiant's turn to battle. Night Stalker.
I feel that's a good answer from Toxic Jazz. You see a Dark Willow Juggernaut lane. Doesn't really do that much to a Night Stalker. He can keep spamming out his Q off cooldown to harass these guys. And of course, like towards the later stages of the game, his job would probably be to hunt down this Darkseer and prevent him from casting any spells.
Hey,
But both
Kratos,
teams-
I'm back.
Hey. Yeah, so both teams notably are playing without any hard catch, at least in the early game. So interesting drafts.
Turn to ban.
For sure, for sure. As far as what I'm seeing right now, why so Toxic Jazz has committed a lot into single target. Like their team fight really doesn't seem very cohesive right now. And fighting into a vacuum wall, terrorize, and boat will be hard for them.
Seconds remain.
Yeah, they sort of like by picking up this Arc Warden first phase, I think their strategy is to just outfarm and outmaneuver the Dire team, and then eventually they just win because of this Arc Warden. I feel that's what their game plan going into this is going to be. And it looks like a safe lane Arc Warden to me. I don't think they're going to put this mid.
Yeah, Arc Warden Tusk is one of the strongest lanes in Dota right now. With the tag team and the Flux, the amount of damage that lane outputs is
Seconds.
almost unmatched by any other lane combo.
And they're probably looking for mid laners on both teams. But I like this Kunkka pickup though from Never Give Up. It feels like they're flexing it between a 4 and a 2.
It can be an offlane also. I've seen quite a bit of offlane recently.
And then you put Darkseer mid.
5 seconds.
I don't know. I mean, they can run the Darkseer for their draft seems very open right now.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Darkseer 4. It's not.
I think it'll be a Kunkka mid and a Darkseer 3. I think they will just run it much more convenient.
Yeah, it seems most likely. I mean, they have overall last pick anyway, so they can afford to be a little, indecisive about where they put their heroes right now.
Ember Spirit.
Ember Spirit.
I would like.
I think
for
you just
Never Give
run the Kunkka mid then, don't you?
Yeah, you run the Kunkka mid. I would like for Never Give Up to pick up a hero that works with Darkseer in the lane and can put pressure and run around the map. Maybe something like an Earth Spirit, something to just gap close.
10 were
I like
called
Spirit Breaker here.
Not all
I mean,
remain.
the classic Darkseer Spirit Breaker combo. You have something that disrupts team fights. You have something that can get on top of Arc Warden early into the game. Let's see if
Makes a lot of
Never
sense.
Give Up have the same idea. Yeah. There's still a lion in the pool. Of course, that insta hex against a hero like Ember is pretty useful.
Who will enforce
So they go for a similar idea. So they pick up the Shadow Shaman. Gives them a little bit of tower damage as well. So I do like the idea. But the only problem I see with Never Give Up's draft is this Juggernaut. It feels a little out of place in their draft to me. Doesn't have like a steroid to help it farm or scale into the late game versus an Arc Warden.
I
And I think apart from the carry matchup, yeah, I continue.
Oh, I think Juggernaut with Darkseer works really well, especially the new shard build with Spin. You throw an Ion Shell and Surge on top of it, almost anyone dies to that. It's just too much damage for any hero to tank. So that does kind of enable him and gives him like chase potential and kite potential. So if he gets his farm up, I think late game Jug will be very scary with the Darkseer.
Yeah, we'll have to. So what are your predictions for this game? Just based on the draft, who do you think is going to take it?
I like Radiant's draft a bit better because they can split the map much more. And yeah, that's my only reasoning, because if Dire is not able to win their team fights, it's going to be very hard for them.
Yeah, fair point. But I'm a sucker for big team fights. So I'm going to go.
Back
Something.
wall into a Torrent Storm and boat. That looks pretty scary for sure.
A flash of inspiration.
Looks like there's something wrong with my Dota, dude.
Do you need to?
No, I should be fine. Just a sec. I think I need to disconnect. Are you able to move your camera during the pause?
Yes, I am able to, but I'm not able.
Okay. I'm just.
No, I am able to.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm not able to move my camera. I'll just.
For sure.
I'll just quickly reconnect.
Yeah, is it working for you now? Your voice is cutting off. I'm not able to hear you. Everything working fine now, Raj?
Hello. Osho, can you hear me now? Well, looks like we are underway.
There's no escape.
This is not the ideal way to start off one of the first games of the tournament, but this is how sometimes life is, I guess.
For sure. Unfortunate. But
Let's hope he's able to reconnect.
so we do need to see if you know Dyer do something different over here. Try to like mix things up. We have seen 4v5 games in the past before that have been won by the team that are 4-man in Pro Dota. So right off the bat here, 4-man smoke. They do catch the Ducks here. Oh, the arrow just off the mark.
Oh,
But that's a huge win for. Yeah, that's a huge win for Toxic. They managed to get Surge skilled up on the Ducks here.
for sure.
That's
This basically
that
means
significantly
that the
lowers
Dark is
this.
going to be useless for the first 2-3 waves, and it'll be really hard for him to get XP because the Dusk will just zone him off.
Yeah, that's true. So big win here for Toxic Jazz. Looks like they're gonna head into a lane advantage as well. This on top of the fact that they're going to be playing with a player advantage.
So somebody is controlling the Juggernaut on Dyer, so they are going to be.
Yeah, it looks like the.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like the Willow is controlling him for the time being. Just gonna try to get some experience up on the hero.
Like you said, in the past, some games have been 1-4v5, but I'm pretty sure winning without your carry is going to be close to impossible.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess the hope is that he returns at some point in time during the game, right? So all hope is not lost. We could see a reconnection in the middle of the game. So Dota is always a game of staying positive, I guess. Daxia might have to use Surge again in the bottom lane. Decides to hold on to it. So lane's going pretty well for Toxic Jazz. It looks like they're leading on last hits in all 3 lanes. Oh, another pause. Looks like we're gonna have to wait another 2 minutes here for the Juggernaut to reappear.
Well, it shows that he's online on Steam, so hopefully he reconnects.
Yeah, but he's gonna reconnect to something something he's not gonna be happy about. the lane is pushing into the Dire tower. Sorry, into the Radiant tower. And he has no items. He's gonna have to send out some starting items on his courier.
I mean, if the Juggernaut makes a comeback from here, it's really gonna be something.
Yeah, anything's possible. I believe.
Because the Night Stalker's gonna be almost 3 levels above him by the time he even comes into lane.
Definitely is a little scary. So the Mirana did manage to get off a hard camp pull here, so a little bit of a mistake coming out from Never Give Up. And their team name is also pretty ideal for the situation, right?
For sure.
Never Give Up. Yeah. Probably experienced this sort of an issue before.
I mean, I don't think the Willow could have really stopped the Mirana from pulling, right? Because the Willow had to play the lane because the Jug is DC'd. And she can't play the lane and stop the pull at the same time.
Yeah, but I like seeing these early sentry wards, at least in this situation, would have been useful to block off the camp in the first minute. And we do have a reconnection of the Jug. Oh, welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Yep, and it looks like we have a 5v5 game here after a minute and a half of gameplay. Mid lane, Torrent connects. Ember dropping a little low, does have a Fairy Fire to work with. Should be just fine for the moment. So it looks like Kunkka is pulling back ahead in this lane. The Ember does have a bottle delivered though, so should be just fine sustaining himself.
The mid lane matchup nowadays has become very even between Kunkka and Ember. At one point it used to be much more Kunkka favored. But with the new Ember slide build and he gets a Blight Stone, he can pump out a lot of damage on the Harass model.
Yeah, and I think one of the most important factors is these water runes, right? The 2-minute and 4-minute water runes. It's just so much regen for an Ember who has that sort of a sustained problem against a Kunkka early game. And with a double bottle refill, he should be able to dominate this lane going forward.
The Kunkka is going for double bracers. I don't really like that so much because getting, as you said, there are so many runes on
bottom
the
lane,
map
jump onto the Shadow Shaman. He gets surged up, should be just fine. So Tusk deciding not to skill Ice Shards. So we'll probably see that out at level 3. So a little bit of action across all 3 lanes, but no one really dropping it just yet. We saw the Mirana dropping a little low.
Shaman might be going down. Oh, he pops a Fairy Fire just right.
Okay, Darkseer just picked up a Ring of Bassi. We usually see a Soul Ring picked up from Darkseers early on into the game. What do you think about this Bassi pickup?
It is a bit weird, but does make a little bit of sense also. It helps him and Shaman spam a bit more. But usually I prefer seeing either a Soul Ring or a bottle Darkseer.
And goes straight into the boot, into brown boots. He does have 2 points in Iron Shell now skilled up, so should be able to apply a little bit more pressure. No bottle on the Kunkka though. He does finish up his double bracers, but this lack of a bottle pickup might really come back to bite him later on. X mark onto the Ember with no torrent to follow up. But does look to run him down a little bit with Flame Guard.
If you look at the way the lanes are going right now, the only lane which is going decently for the Dire is the mid lane, which is also dead even. The other two lanes, the Jug and Darkseer, are both sitting on 6 CS, which is really miserable at this point of time in the game.
Yeah, it's 2-6 CS in 5 minutes. That's ouch. That's and first night
Score
time.
is still
Night Stalker, Juggernaut might end up going down here, will end up dropping to this Night Stalker. A little too much damage for this heavily underfarmed Juggernaut. And that's gonna further accelerate this Night Stalker's net worth. Again, a little bit of a curious build-up for this Kunkka. He has the treads queued up after his double bracer and wand. It feels like he's just trying to go ultra tank right now, just like soak up as many spells as possible and be a little bit of a nuisance. Another pause coming out, and the Juggernaut's disconnected once again. A couple of camps stacked in the triangle for side of Never Give Up. So when the Juggernaut can eventually take them, he does have a little bit of a safety deposit to fall back on.
I think
The Radiant on the other hand,
at this point, you just give the stacks to Kunkka and accelerate his farm so that he can hold on to the game and like give enough time for Jug to get back into the game.
yeah. I think that's what's being pinged out right now. The Shadow Shaman's pinging out the stacks for the Kunkka.
The Jug is level 3 right now, and by the time he is able to farm these stacks, it might just be a bit too late.
Yeah, all you can hope for right now is the Arc Warden and the Ember not walking into their triangle and stealing those stacks. But I guess on the side of Toxic Jazz, you must be pretty content just farming up on your cores, just chilling, not doing anything fancy right now. The Arc Warden does have a Midas queued up, around 800 gold away from it, 850 gold away from it.
I mean, all of the Radiant cores are just enjoying free farm, I would say. The Arc Warden is having an amazing ES20. It's on track.
Well, there's the call to G. That means they're gonna continue 4v5 for now. Again, quite unfortunate. Having this happen in the first game of the tournament for Never Give Up. Arcane Rune bottom. Torrent does connect, but the Ember bottles up his Arcane Rune. He's quite happy with that. Top lane, Dark Ascension popped. And a play onto the Dark Willow. Messes up a little on the Shadow Realm TP. and that'll be a killing spree for the Night Stalker. He'll back those kills any day of the week. And he has his Orb of Corrosion coming in. We don't see one queued up on the Ember Spirit. Seems like a pretty popular item. The Arc Warden does end up going down in the meanwhile. To a solo Darkseer, so that's a pretty big kill for him. Some hope, but will end up going down to this Arcane Rune Ember Spirit. So instant response.
The game just looks pretty grim for the Dire team. I mean, they're not even controlling their jug anymore. He's just sitting in base, not even soaking a bit of XP.
Oh, he's back in the game though. He has reconnected.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still level 3 at 7 minutes. I think you relegate this Juggernaut to the position of support right now. Just let him buy a couple of wards. So phase boots up on the Ember Spirit. It's level 7 now. Remnant straight back into the mid lane. They get some poke damage out onto the Kunkka. Kunkka actually taking a lot of damage here. Down 200 HP. Arrow comes in, but off the mark. He manages to take down the Ember Spirit. Really good stuff. If that arrow had connected there, there's a different story. But unfortunately doesn't manage to do so. Meanwhile, Dark Willow taking a little damage from this from Night Stalker, but he's just fine for now. And see our Juggernaut making a comeback into this lane. I think Mirana did scout out a few of these stacks with that Invis rune. Yeah, she does. And he's gonna spot out an Observer as well. Ouch. Shaman, that's a fresh Observer one. Ember's coming down to clear these stacks. This could be pretty painful. Shadow Shaman getting hexed up. Pops his wand, should be fine for a moment. But that's a position 4 for a position 4 traded out. And the stack's still pretty healthy, so I'd take that if I was never give up. So this Kunkka, the first time has managed to top the net worth, sorry, the last hits chart. Can't say the same about net worth though. But some ray of hope for the Dire side.
I mean, it's
We still have a pretty AFK Juggernaut here. Doesn't... He's in the game, but he's chilling. Oh, he's moving again.
So it's only a 3k lead, and we have seen bigger comebacks before, so I wouldn't rule anything out yet. But it definitely looks like a tall mountain to climb for the Dire team.
Shadow Shaman ends up going down to this this Arc Warden. Forces out a couple of TPs, but he's going to be just fine. Has his Midas complete, so we're going to see that acceleration from this Arc Warden from this point on. Night Stalker, Bob Stark Ascension going on to this Juggernaut top lane.
The Night Stalker's level 9 and the Jug is level 5, so it just...
Yeah, he's still chasing. He's gonna get this kill. That's his food for him at this point. Question is, will he get a follow-up kill on the Dark Willow as well? Gets hexed up, arrow off the mark. Ember's here to join in on the action. And that's a mega kill for the Night Stalker, and it should be another one, this time going the way of the Ember. Night Stalker does fall a little low, but should be just fine. Well, Kunkka almost has a blade mail completed. I actually like this idea. It is quite unconventional on Kunkka. I haven't seen this on the hero in a long time, but it feels pretty decent this game.
I mean, it does make sense in a more natural scenario, but considering that he's the only one on his team with a little bit of farm, I think it would have been better for him to maybe go
Bottom lane, back wall, committed on a solo Night Stalker. Barely managed to scratch him. X mark out as well. Night Stalker falling low. This is a big kill if they manage to get it. Moonlight Shadow keeping him alive for the moment. Gets dusted up and ends up going down to the Shadow Shaman. So really big kill. That's a mega kill streak going the way of Dire. But they did commit a lot. That's Vacuum Wall plus Boat and Bedlam, for that matter. 3 ultimates committed on this Night Stalker to bring him down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But the net worth lead does drop to 2k. So
They are pressuring a tier 2 tower with Snake. I mean,
yeah, this is really good moves from Never Give Up. It looks like oh my god, Ember Spirit hexed up by the Shadow Shaman. Big misplay. Big misplay from him. Buys back immediately. Remnants in. Picks up a couple of kills here. He is chasing for more. Shadow Shaman should end up going down to this Ember Spirit as well. And
if the Kunkka gets out, I think it's actually a favorable trade for the Dire because they got 2 kills and they forced the Ember buyback.
yeah, that's true. Like rays of hope for Never Give Up right now. All of this is happening when your Jug is hitting neutral creeps. So I think it's a favorable trade for the side of Dire, just because of the fact that their Juggernaut's getting some space to hit creeps.
But at the same time, the Arc Warden's hitting creeps too, and he has a Midas and Maelstrom, so he's farming much faster than the Juggernaut.
Yeah, that's the elephant in the room, I guess.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
When he does finally come online, he's gonna be a little bit of a monster to deal with. So I guess you take it one step at a time. Take the small victories right now if you're Dire.
Middle is missing.
So I like the ward placement as well from Never Give Up. They have a really deep ward in the Radiant jungle. They see 2 heroes farming under it right now, which is pretty good. Allows their Juggernaut to farm a little bit more confidently on the other side of the map. X mark on the Ember, manages to dodge it with the Remnant out. Well played by him. Dota Plus still thinks it's a pretty even game. Only a 54% win chance for. I'll get back to that in a moment. Both committed on the Ember Spirit. Beautiful snowball save, or attempted snowball save. Ember Spirit still alive. Dusk pays with his life though. Moonlight shadowed up. He does get X marked. It's still going on him. Really tough nut to crack, but Kunkka does manage to pick up the double kill. Arc Warden's here. Oh, that Blade Mail is doing work to the Arc Warden along with this Juggernaut's Omni Slash. So this hero is still kind of useful. And this could be a full team wide if they get this Night Stalker kill. And they do manage to get it. So Never Give Up. Still very much in this game. They just picked up a
lead
full
is down
team
to
wipe.
1k right now.
Yeah, that's a full
Game is
team wipe.
fully-
And
Yeah.
the thing is, the Juggernaut stayed alive throughout the fight, so he's level 10 now, all of a sudden. And we have a fairly even game.
I mean, like I said, Dire has drafted really for the team fight, right? And if Radiant is giving them their team fights, then Dire definitely has a chance. I mean, right now the game looks pretty even to me, so more than a chance to win.
Yeah, that's true. But still a long way to go for this Juggernaut to have any reasonable impact this game. We actually saw that Blade Mail doing a decent bit of work on that Arc Warden there last fight. He seemed to be oblivious to the fact that Kunkka's Blade Mail was active and kept pounding into him and almost died to it.
And he is going for a Radiance now, so he's definitely looking to scale into the late game.
But do you think the Radiance is good here? Like you have a lot of mobile heroes that don't really care about, you know, Radiance. You have a Night Stalker who's fairly tanky. You have Flame Guard for the Ember Spirit, and you're never really going to be able to get into the face of Arc Warden for the Radiance miss chance or damage to make much of a difference. I'm not really a big fan of the item here.
The Radiance is a pretty good pickup over here, because even though he might not be able to get into their faces, if they have to kill him, they have to be in his, because they have 2 melee cores and a Tusk.
Allies disappear.
So the Radiance will
I guess
definitely add fight potential.
Oh, a little bit of a Moonlight Shadow play here. The Juggernaut getting caught out. Arrow connects as well. That's a very, very big, very, very dead Juggernaut. And some hips flying out as well for the poor man. Shadow Shaman getting caught out of position. So there is a blink up on this Night Stalker, along with his Echo Saber and an Orb of Corrosions. It's a pretty dangerous Night Stalker. Point in time. X mark on the Ember Spirit. Torrent connects, but both off the mark, interrupted by the Dusk. X mark on the Mirana. She doesn't have any leap charges to work with. Does end up going down. So good team fight again from Never Give Up. Again, getting some chip damage onto this tier 2 tower. Oh, Night Stalker shackled up. Follow-up stun. Followed by the Vacuum and the Omni Slash. So, big kills for Never Give Up here. And immediately after that, going on to the Ember Spirit. There is no snowball save right now, so he's pretty dead as well. And this should be a pretty easy tier 2 tower for Never Give Up.
It's
So really, really fast tempo, good plays.
They're just running in one by one and dying.
Exactly. That's it. Another really good shackle on the Mirana, and oh, she almost ends up going down, but the mechanism does keep her alive. Dusk snowballing in straight into the boat.
Oh, they've got Arc Warden.
They got the Arc Warden as well. He's dropping real low. They are under the sentry ward. Arc Warden surviving on a sliver of HP. Meanwhile, oh my God, that's really good jukes out from Jazz. Yeah, that's it's right back in the favor of Radiant. They knew all of these ultimates, the wall, the Omni Slash, everything was on cooldown, and decided to go for it and pick up 4 kills. R4DG did fall really low there, but he ended up surviving, so he'll take that trade. Has his Orchid completed now.
I mean, so the team of Never Go Up are just doing way too much. I mean, both the Shaman and the Willow are just picking off heroes constantly on the map, and Toxic Jazz doesn't seem to have an answer for it.
I feel we haven't really seen like a snowball save this game. I feel like there have been many opportunities for this Tusk to like save someone from a shackle or an X combo or something like that, and we really haven't seen this hero being played to its full potential this game just of yet. So I'm looking forward to see some of these plays as the game goes on. But still, we still see the R4DG and Night Stalker sitting comfortably at the top of the network charts. And a 4-man smoke here. Into the Juggernaut and the Willow. This could be really bad for Never Give Up.
Or it could be really good.
Oh, back wall onto 2. The Tusk getting caught out for now. Does end up dropping. Yeah, getting hit by the arrow, but there's nothing to follow up. So big cooldowns expended for Never Give Up. The Omni Slash as well as the Wall of Replica, just for a Tusk kill. So I think we could see some Moonlight Shadow play coming out right now. They know that these big team fight spells are off cooldown, on cooldown. Sorry. So I think the next. Yeah, continue.
No, go ahead. No,
Moonlight Shadow down bottom. Dark Ascension popped as well. They're looking for the Skunka, but he manages to get away in the trees for the moment. Darkseer showing. Decide to ignore him for the moment. Orchid as well as a Crystal is completed for the R4DG. Pick up a casual Shadow Shaman kill in the mid lane. I think next objective for both teams should be Roche, right? Which lineup do you think does better in the Roche pit, like both fighting wise as well as taking the Roshan?
I think taking Roche, Radiant should have an easier, because they have Tag Team and Medallion. That really makes it much easier to R4DG. Plus they have an arrow also. But if you're talking about fighting around the Roche pit, then I would definitely favor the Dire team.
Yeah, so it's like both teams are kind of grouped up around each other. We might see some smoke on smoke action right now. The Dire are smoked up as 5. Looking to invade this triangle. There's no Night Stalker in this fight. Is TP out from the Ember? Will he get caught? No!
Ooh.
Little bit of a misplay. Could have been Hex there. He was in vision. And straight into the Roche pit they go. They have a ward up high ground. But back in. Arrow connects on the Dark Willow as well. Doesn't get the Shadow Realm off. Doesn't have the buyback. Gets hexed up. This will be a big kill if they manage to get it. But the R4DG, Tempest double. It's a little bit of misplay here from the Dire side. Committed wall of Replica onto an R4DG illusion. And this Night Stalker with his fresh BKB. some chaos into this team fight. They know some spells are on cooldown. Wow, that went south really fast for the Dire side. This Night Stalker is being a real pain in the backside for them. Arrow connecting on the Juggernaut, finishing him off as well. So that's 2 buybacks. Kunkka did buyback for that as well. And they barely managed to scratch Roshan. So it looks like will be a free Rosh.
Yes, should be a Rosh for Radiant. Oh no, the Kunkka just...
And there could be a dieback on the Kunkka. He doesn't have BKB. So that's what I call a classic choke. Seemed to be in a decent position there on the Dire side, but bad positioning and really good plays from this Night Stalker to pick off heroes one by one. And yeah, that pretty much should secure them the game here. The Arc Warden sitting on 17,000 net worth, comfortably above any of the Dire cores. So
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Juggernaut does have a Manta up, getting silenced up by the Tempest double.
Dire's top tower is under attack. His top tower has fallen.
Dark Ascension popped straight onto the Dark Willow with his BKB. There's no detection on the side of Toxic Jazz. Dark Willow ends up going down. This is a huge kill if they do manage to get the Darks here. Ends up going down as well. Oh, beautiful blink out to dodge the boat combo out from the Kunkka. Arc Warden does have the Aegis to work with. Will end up going down once, but an arrow follow up on the Juggernaut, and he's pretty dead. Might manage to get a return kill on the Ember Spirit. He's on 40 HP. They get nothing out of that fight. Beautifully executed from Toxic Jazz, keeping all of their heroes alive and wiping the enemy team.
Fights are just so chaotic, man. Going off everywhere in the fight.
Yeah, and that's when
Somehow
this Night Stalker really thrives, right? Like he's just in and out of these fights, picking off supports.
Tower is under attack.
so many of these Radiant heroes survived on like 1/4 or 1/3 of HP. Like the Emperor survived on like 20 HP in that fight.
But I guess the silver lining is you did manage to get the Aegis off of this Arc Warden. He's killable. So at least you have that. Oh, Glimmer Cape out purchased by this Darks here. Pretty interesting pickup against the Arc Warden Tempest at least. Isn't going to be carrying dusts around.
Arc Warden just picked up a full Skadi. Not gonna lie, Crouch. This game is looking pretty hard.
Yep, 17,000 net worth lead. Maybe that 18,000. And dead Dark Willow as well. Knocking on the the high ground here. Oh, Aqua, he did manage to catch the real one. He managed to get away just fine. And the Embers, with his fresh BKB, is just destroying these backlines here. He got the kill on the Tusk, but this should be a full team wipe for the side of Toxic Jazz. They're still sticking around with he doesn't have buyback as well, so that should be GG. Jazz? Oh, that's the Tempest double. No, it isn't.
Oh no, that's the real hero.
That's a real arc. Hello?
I think he just got a bit ahead of himself there and just ran into the tier tower.
He's feeling himself a little bit, wasn't he? But I guess Never Give Up is still in this game with that Aqua kill. This is a 1000 goal for this Dark Willow.
Starksia went for both the pipe and the glim. I would have actually liked him to make an axe and just buff up his Kunkka and jog with the damage.
I guess the idea behind the Glimmer was to save people from this Aqua and Tempest, because he doesn't have slots for Dust anymore. So looks like things are going to slow down a little bit once again till at least I think till Roche is up.
Still a bit of time before Roche respawns. Be at least half minutes.
$20,000 net worth lead for Radiant here. Are they positioning up for a smoke? Yeah, 4-man smoke. Arkward looking to join in this action as well. Let's have a look at the buyback status. The only hero with buyback... Okay, I guess there's Shadow Shaman now as well. So it's just Night Stalker and Shadow Shaman with buyback. Tusk pretty close to his. But it looks like it's going to be pretty much a pure 5v5 fight.
For the Radiant team.
Yeah, it mainly is for the Dire. Yeah, that's a pretty dead Darks here. No buyback, he's down to 90 seconds. And it looks like...
The Darks here.
Yep. But I guess the lanes are pretty reasonably well positioned for the Dire side.
The top lane is pushing in and that's all they need. And without the back wall and ion shells, I really don't think the Dire can fight. Like he was basically all of their team fight with the mech pipe, ion shells and the wall.
Fresh BKB on this Kunkka. Oh my god, that's a very dead Shadow Shaman. Night Stalker has his priorities. And it looks like it's going to be GG for Never Give Up. No answers to this Night Stalker whatsoever. He's just having an absolute free game, picking off heroes left, right and center. Omni Slash coming out. Again, he was falling a little low, but just not quite enough damage from Never Give Up to take them down. And this should be a full team wipe. No buybacks left for Dire.
The game too.
And GG is called. I mean, but they haven't said. Yeah, that's. So interesting game. Pretty back and forth. I must give it to Never Give Up for trying their best despite being 4v5 early in the game. But crisp and clean execution coming out from Toxic Jazz, and they bag some early points in this group stage.